This is Tilak. Welcome back to VBCS tutorial. In our last session, we saw that how to create a parent and child relations. And now we are going to see that how we do that the actions. We can add, edit, delete. So what we are going to do here is we are going to do a edit part. Okay, that's what we are going to do that. No, before that, I just removed that. I changed the relation here. I'll show you what it changed that is because that is easier for me to develop. That's the reason I went to criteria. I had the question mark here, the if else. That I removed that, so that easier for development. Once it's done, I restore that. So I can see that if you are going here, I can see the data here. If I have the condition, since in the development mode, the statement ID is null, this never appears. That's the reason I done that. Okay. Now what are we going to do here is we are going to do the edit. For the edit, as we said, we are going to create a dialog box. Okay. I already have done the dialog box, so I'll just restore the value for you, just copy and paste. So I have it. What I did was I created a dialog box. There is a true button. Now I remove this. This is I don't want that. There's a true buttons, cancel and save. Then there is what do you call it, a form layout. About that, a validation group. Why do I need a validation group? We need to validate the data. The required information is there or not. All this required has to be done. We have done it in every pages, but we never looked at that. The reason is it was automatically created by the wizard when you are creating a page. Okay, so here now, since we are going to do it, I'll show you how the validation group is done. We are going to we are not going to do everything. We are going to reuse the code which is created by the wizard. Then we have one input text, two input data. Let's see how it is going to look like in the real case. We have a look at the design mode. Okay, go to general. I can switch it on off temporarily. So I'm going to show it temporarily. This is how it's going to look. It's a managed period that the header is there, the name is there, start date is, end date is there, cancel and submit is there. Okay. I don't have icon. I can use the same icon, but okay, I'm leaving it as it is. So you know that how to you know how to use the icon. So I'm leaving it as it is. So let me go back and do that. First of all, I do a closing dialog on the cancel. That's the first thing I do that. Okay, now let me go to the code. Okay, let me click on that part. Let me create an event. Button period cancel. Am I right? Period cancel calculation close. Okay. Okay, that is okay. Now I'm going to call the component. The component is named as a period, like dialog period. So we call the period dialog period and we close it. So the close is done. Okay, the close is done. That's good. Okay, that takes some time to replace. We will go back to that code. The design part. On the edit button, we open the value. Okay. On the edit button, we create a new event. Content. We can have a parameter here, say that if you have a parameter here. No, we leave it here. Okay, just I thought create and we do it in the same one. Okay, we'll go separately. Okay, I'll have this one that open the period. Okay, open the period. Okay, open period. Okay. Let's say, this is image. No, this is wrong. You should not click the image. You should click the, let me delete this part. No, I don't want this part. You should click the button, not the image. Okay. Go action, call component. Okay. Button period edit, right? Period edit. Call component is basically open ballot, open ballot, sorry, open, okay, open ballot, open. Okay, so basically, I don't have description for that. Now let's see how that works. Here we go back to that. Thing. Okay, now let's edit. We'll do the edit first, then we'll go to. Now this is open. Now we need to populate the data. Okay, when you are, first of all, we need to populate the data. Then we'll do a cancel is done, already done. So we have to write, okay. Now let's see how we do that. We need a variable for that. Here also we have a create and edit. So we'll have a variable. I can create a variable for a period thread mode that is defaulted with C. Now I need a variable to store the data. Basically, I need to variable to store the row. Now let me create a type for that endpoint. I'll do business object. I'll take the period. I'll take the get because I need only one record. Let me see ID. I need that. End date. I need that. Name. Start date. Statement ID. I don't need a statement name. That is fine. Okay. Let me say the rename that get one period row. Get one period row. Okay. Okay, that I have it. Now let me have a variable on that part. Variable is period. Let me have only period only. Okay. Let me have a key on the period. Okay. So that's it. So I have a key period which has got all this information. Okay. Now what I can do here is I go to the action. There is no action. Okay. No, before that, what I do here is I attach the variable to that. Like we have three variables here. Right? I go to all the three variables. I say where the value is coming from. Is a text. Okay, where the value is coming from is I can say this is period name. So okay, period name. So let me say here period start date. Period start date. Here I have a period end date. Okay, so I have everything here. So I have a name start date end date is here. This is a record variable. Now how I'm going to populate the variable? That's the question. We go to action. Okay, when you are looking at the action, this is basically like button person edit action. You get a key index current. Okay, you can also say current row. The current row has got everything. The key is ID, The index is number of the row. Okay, this is how it's stored. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to call the REST service. Okay, the REST service basically going to get a one period ID. Okay, one period. Okay, so the period ID is nothing but a key. Okay, the period ID is nothing but a key. Okay, the key is the primary key of this one. The ID is the primary key of here. So now that is done. Let me refresh the variable. Once that it is done, we are going to fetch the value. Let me put that here. Let me put that. No, leave it. I put that. Okay. Now let me assign the whatever result coming out of that. Let me assign that. Okay. Now current. Okay, the current goes to the period. The current row. Okay. The row goes to the period. Okay. Because or we can also say item dot data. Something there are two ways that the information is stored. The row is fine here. Okay, the row goes to here. Now that is done here. Then after that I'm going to open the box. Okay, open the direct box. Now wait a second. Let me see what is happening here. Okay, the root call component dialog period open. Fire notification. Okay. Wait. There's something is not like let me have it. Let me put a wait into that. Let me refresh now. Okay. No. It is coming under this part and direct coming after the same variable. So okay, now this part. Okay. Now let's see. Like this is basically like is calling one by according to ID is creating this one, then assigning into the variable that there are boxes with that. Now we go back to here, we refresh it. Right? We edit. So edit this box. Yes, data came here, everything is working fine. Now we will cancel that. Okay. When we are coming to here, we also do one more assignment. We want the mode, we go to that PDF thread mode. PDF thread mode, we say it is update. So we know what is the mode we are working with that. So now it is done here. Okay. Now now this is done. Now we go to that. Now I'm going to after this one this is now the data is going here. Now cancel is working. Now submit has to work. Okay. Now let me go back to the code page designer. Let me have the button here. Event. Let me call the action event that is called button period save. Period save button. Okay. First of all, we have to have a validation, page validation. Okay. Now, where do I see the validation? Okay, if you are going to action, I can look at that save, like create statement chain. See, validation is happening here. How do I look? Ah, we go here. And I look at this part. This is the this calling action chain. Okay, that's a validate form chain, and it is passing it. Okay. Now, what we do here is we also go here. We go to the button period save. Okay, button period save. We go here. We call that action chain. My machine is a bit slow. It is okay. We call the action chain that that is called validate from okay, validate from save in the it is in the flow level validate function. So what is that validation group? We have to have a validation group here. So let me have a look at that validation group. Is I go to the page manager. I have ID for the validation group. Am I right? If you are looking for the validation group, this is called validation group. That is what the name is. Okay. Now we go to the action chain. Okay. Validation group is okay. Save. Okay. If the validation is true. So now we go to the if condition. See. Now we go to the condition. The result of the validation form equal to true. Actually, like we can say the validation form itself. Okay, that's fine, but okay. So the validation is validated. Now here we have the two options. We have one more group, that's a mode. Right? The condition is period mode is C. Okay, period thread mode is equal to C. Equal to C. Okay. So in this case, the else are okay. So we are in update mode. So we are going to the else. Okay. Now what we do here is we will call the rest. We call the rest. Okay. When we call the rest, what happened? We are going to update the we are going to patch it. Okay, patch is nothing but update. Okay, we have two variables. The period ID comes. The period ID is coming from the period ID. Okay, period ID. Then we have to have the body. There is nothing but okay, that period itself is a body. We are going to give the body. It is updated. Okay. Now this part is done. The update is done. We can have a message here. So updated successfully. We say period updated, and we give a name of the period. That is fine here. Period. Period. Okay. Now we have to close the page. Now what we can do here is we call the chain that closes. Okay. Okay. We are calling the chain the button period cancel action chain. That is right. That is, we are doing it that closes. All right. Now here, what we do here is we also do one more thing is we initialize the variable. Right? Now reset the variable. Uh, okay, I will look at that later. Reset the variable. Okay, reset the variable. The variable is basically period. Alright, we are resetting the period. That is fine. We are resetting the variable is fine here. Now, okay. Now we go to the action. Button period save. Get the button period save. Okay. Now we what is the problem here? Page variable period does not equal to C. That is right. Okay, call rest prior notification updated. That is the information. We don't have to persist that. We don't have to transient. It is a info. It is not even a line. It is fine. We say info. Okay, that is right. Now, after this is done, we have to refresh. Basically, it is going back. Now, the row is updated. Now, we have to refresh the row. Now, what we do here is, how do we refresh the row? There is something called no. Let me make it a little bigger. That makes it easier. So if I have data provider, but I no, we have to reset the refresh the variable. Right. Call variable. Call, assign, call component, call function, call rest, call variable, call. Let me see that is it. What? I think it's a file data provider. Sorry, well, that is what we have to file the data provider. Okay, refresh this data provider. Okay, this will refresh the table. Okay, now we are going to test the edit part. Well, we are going back to here. Okay. Let me go to the benefit one. It's TE. Let me check it TB. No, TE, I don't need it. Go to the benefit. Am I right? TB. Submit. It's not closed. If I look at that, then something is not right. Yeah, data happened. Okay, let me go back to that page. TV, data changed. But after that, okay, basically this has happened. I did that. Okay, probably this is what caused the issue, I believe. Okay, now I will go back to here. We'll go back. Let me change the same thing. Let's see what happens. Total benefit, editing the period, T add up. Okay, T then submit. Okay, see, it is refreshed, it is closed, and it is working perfectly fine. Okay, now let me go to a different page. Let me call the one which has got a more than one. So let me go here, bonus 2020, cancel. So I'm having a pen here. Let me say bonus, submit here. Okay, so the edit is working perfectly fine. That's all for the day. The next day we'll add, and if we have time, we also delete that, or we'll split them into two sessions. Okay. If you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, please let me know. I appreciate if you add some comments. I'm putting my effort. I don't know, like you guys are liking it or not. I know absolutely have no idea. I'm doing my like whatever I can do. I'll do that. Please let me know how do you what do you think. Okay. Thank you. Bye.